Welcome back to our channel, everyone. Today is a beautiful day, and we have a ton of shocking Salem updates to discuss. So let's jump right in and break down all the drama coming our way. So let's talk about Monday, August 17th, because honestly, I am just exhausted looking at my notes for this episode. It is going to be one of those days in Salem where absolutely everything hits the fan all at once, and I'm sitting here wondering how the writers expect us to process all of this in 1 hour. Like, seriously, what were they thinking? They are packing so much trauma and drama into this one day that it feels like a sweeps month finale, not just a regular month. But you guys know how this show operates. 1 minute, nothing happens for 3 weeks, and the next minute, everybody's life is falling apart. And let's be real, we wouldn't have it any other way. I might complain about being tired of the constant chaos, but I'm still glued to my screen every single day. Let's start with EJ. Because, of course, all roads in Salem eventually lead back to EJ DiMera and whatever absolute mess he has created this. So we're going to see EJ and Rita dealing with the immediate fallout and consequences of their little visit to John. And I don't even know where to begin with this. Whatever they were doing over there, whatever shady, underhanded DiMera business they were trying to pull off, it is blowing up in their faces. But the funniest part to me, the absolute most hilarious piece of karma in all of this, EJ has the flu. Yes. The big, bad, ruthless CEO of DiMera Enterprises, the man who has been running illegal experiments in underground pods and framing teenagers for drug crimes, is currently being taken down by a common virus. I just find that so incredibly poetic. He's probably miserable, sneezing, coughing, acting like a giant baby because we all know how men get when they have the flu. But honestly, when EJ finally gets over this flu, a runny nose is going to be the absolute least of his work, because he is about to face a massive problem. And that problem comes in the form of Rafe Hernandez returning from Alemania with Gwen. Let's back up for a second. We all know Gwen has been trapped in Alemania, locked in a room by Dimitri, who is completely delusional and obsessive. Leo was there too, trying to make some shocking sacrificial deal to get Gwen. Well, it looks like Rafe went over there and actually got her out. Rafe is back, and he has Gwen with him. And you just know Rafe is going to be digging into everything. Rafe is a cop. He's always looking for the truth, even when he's annoying about it. And Gwen? Gwen has been through hell. She is exhausted, she is traumatized, but she is also a survivor. So how does this tie back to EJ? Well, EJ is always connected to the dirt. When Rafe starts asking questions, when Gwen starts talking about what really happened in Alemania, it is going to cause a massive ripple effect that is going to land right on EJ's doorstep. EJ's little empire of lies is crumbling. He's got the Holly drug framing secret about to explode, he's got the underground pod situation, and now Rafe is back in town looking for justice. I honestly don't know how EJ's gonna slither his way out of this one. Maybe I'm being too harsh, maybe he'll just bribe a judge like he always does. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. The fans on social media have been begging for EJ to get his comeuppance for months now, and it really feels like the walls are finally closing. And speaking of the DiMera brothers, let's pivot to Chad. Oh, Chad. My heart just aches for him right now, but at the same time, the anger he is carrying is so intense. So, a few episodes ago, Chad asked Kat for a favor. We know Kat is this ISA agent, she's investigating the DiMeras, she's calculating, she's smart. Chad went to her for help regarding EJ and the whole nightmare situation in the tunnels with Lexie. But on Monday, Kat is going to face the absolute wrath of Chad DiMera. And when I say wrath, I mean that cold, quiet, terrifying DiMera anger that Chad usually tries so hard to suppress. He is going to find out about all of her secrets and lies. Because Kat hasn't been entirely truthful, has she? She's been holding things back, playing her own ISA games, treating this like a mission instead of dealing with the fact that these are real people's lives. Chad's family is literally dying in underground pods, and Kat has been playing spy games. Chad is going to absolutely explode on her. And honestly, I don't blame him. He has lost so much. He lost Abigail in the most brutal way possible. He thought he lost his father Stefano 1,000,000 times, and now he's dealing with the trauma of finding his sister Lexie alive but dying. He cannot handle being lied to right now. He just can't. And the word on the street is that Chad might never ever talk to Kat again after this. Like, completely cut her off. Done. Finished. Is that a mistake? Probably. Because he probably needs her ISA connections to fully take down EJ. But Chad isn't thinking logically right now. He's thinking emotionally. He is hurting, he is betrayed, and he is lashing out at the person who is supposed to be helped. I kind of love seeing this darker, more unforgiving side of Chad. It reminds us that he is still Stefano's son, no matter how much of a good guy he tries to be. But it's also just sad. He's isolating himself when he needs allies the most. But if you think Chad's situation is emotional, you guys need to brace yourselves for what is happening at the hospital. Because Chanel is going into labor. Chanel is giving birth, and it is going to be extremely, extremely high risk. We have all been dreading this day while also hoping for a miracle. Because let's remember the history here. Chanel battled breast cancer. She went through grueling chemotherapy. The writers put her and Johnny through absolute hell with that storyline. And the fact that she got pregnant after all of that was a miracle, but it was also a ticking time bomb. Johnny is going to be completely out of his mind with fear. He is going to be terrified. And who wouldn't be? He loves Chanel so much. Their journey has been so beautiful and so tragic, all at the same time. Johnny is going to be pacing the waiting room, crying, praying, just completely paralyzed by the thought that Chanel might not survive this birth. The doctors are going to be rushing around, the monitors are going to be blaring, it's going to be one of those classic high-stakes soap opera medical emergencies. But this one feels different. It doesn't feel like a cheap stunt. It feels earned, because we watched Chanel fight for her life during the chemo storyline. I am just praying that everything goes well. Seriously, if the writers kill off Chanel after she survived breast cancer, the fans are going to riot. We will actually riot. It would be entirely too cruel. But Johnny's fear is so palpable. You can just feel his desperation through the screen. He's already lost so much of his innocence over the years, and if he loses his wife now, it will destroy him. I think they are going to pull through. I really do. But they are going to make us sweat for it. They are going to drag out every single contraction, every single medical beep, just to torture us. Because that's what they do. And while Chanel is fighting to bring a new life into the world, another life is fading away in that very same hospital. And this is the part of Monday's episode that is going to absolutely wreck me. Abe and Theo are bringing Lexie to Salem University Hospital. Let that sink in. Lexie Carver, the woman who died in 2012 from a brain tumor. The woman who was secretly kept alive in a pod by EJ and Rolf, only to be discovered by Theo and Chad, is now dying all over again. Theo finally broke down. He was trying so hard to hide the truth from Abe. He wanted to protect his dad. Because how do you look at your father, who has already mourned his wife for over a decade, and tell him, hey, mom is actually alive, but she's dying right now and we only have a few days left? It's an impossible burden for Theo. He's neurodivergent, he processes things differently, but his heart is so big and so protective. He was carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. But the secret is out now. Abe knows. And so Abe and Theo are going to transport Lexie from those awful, cold Demerara tunnels to a real bed at Salem University Hospital. They are going to sit by her bed. They are going to hold her hand. They are going to spend her final days with her, just watching her slip away. And I am honestly getting teary-eyed just typing this. It is so profoundly unfair. What EJ did to this family is unforgivable. He robbed Abe and Theo of years they could have had with Lexie, even if she was sick. He locked her in a pod like a science experiment. The scenes at the hospital are going to be devastating. Abe, the strong, steady mayor of Salem, the former police commissioner, is just going to be a broken man sitting next to the love of his life. He has to say goodbye to her all over again. The trauma of that is unimaginable. And Theo, sweet Theo, who was just a kid when she died the first time, now has to watch her die as an adult. The writers are really twisting the knife with this storyline. I mean, why bring Lexie back just to kill her off immediately? What is the point of that kind of emotional torture? Sometimes I really question the decisions made in that writer's. Like, who actually believes this is going to end well? It feels like they just wanted the shock value of Theo finding his mom in a pod, but they didn't want to commit to actually bringing the actress back full time, so they're just giving her this tragic, drawn-out death scene. It's effective, yes. It's gonna win awards, probably. The acting from James Reynolds, A.B., and Cameron Johnson, Theo, is going to be phenomenal. But as a viewer, it is just so heavy. It is so, so heavy. So Monday is going to be a massive emotional roller coaster. We have EJ being a pathetic sick mess while his crimes catch up to him thanks to Rafe and Gwen. We have Chad burning bridges with Kat because he is too traumatized to deal with any more lies. We have Johnny terrified that he's going to lose Chanel during a high-risk childbirth after her cancer battle. And we have Abe and Theo holding a vigil at Lexie's hospital bed, saying a second final goodbye. It's a lot, you guys. It's really a lot. I need to go take a nap or stare at a wall for an hour just to process all of this. Make sure you have your tissues ready for Monday, because we are all going to need them. I'll be back here next week to recap the wreckage, assuming I survive the emotional damage. Let me know in the comments how you are feeling about all of this. Do you think Chanel will survive? Do you think Chad is being too hard on Kat? And what do you want to see happen to EJ when the truth finally comes out? Let's talk about it.